Do oranges exist? You might say, obviously, but imagine you and I are in a debate, and I ask you to define what an orange is. And you say, well, it's a fruit, it fits in the palm of your hand, it starts out green, it ripens to this orange color, it has a pleasant balance of acidity and sweetness, and it's grown commercially, and people enjoy it all over the world. And I say, oh, haha, stupid liberal, you're describing mangoes. Mango. It starts out green, it ripens to orange, it fits in the palm of my hand, it has a pleasant balance of acidity and sweetness, and it's grown all over the world. You idiot. Oranges are just mangoes. And you might say, what? No, that's, and then I say, ha 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 ha. By your own definition, you are owned. And that's obviously ridiculous because you can see with your eyes and understand the reality that an orange is real and is different than a mango. But if I ask you to then verbalize what the difference is, you might find that challenging, and that is normal. It is typically difficult to completely and exhaustively describe reality with perfect precision and accuracy using language. Language and descriptions are downstream of what we know to be true in an attempt to verbalize truths. However, when you watch like a right-wing debate and you ask them to agree to ban something that's wrong, like the mistreatment of immigrants, or acknowledge something that's true, like transgender people should have basic rights and privileges and respect, they will start playing this weird word game where they switch the cart and the horse, and they say that we can only acknowledge as true that which we can perfectly describe. And then they use it to generate these silly gotcha moments that to them and their audience feel great, but to people watching who have a normal sense of how to understand the world feel icky and strange and hollow, but it's hard to articulate. And I think a good analogy to articulate it is this example of the orange and the mango, where yes, I might not be able to completely, perfectly, exhaustively describe exactly what an orange is in a way where I have said nothing incorrect, I've left nothing on the table, and there is no way to be confused or catch me up in some contradiction. But whether or not I can do that, we still have to acknowledge that it is true that oranges exist and mangoes exist and they're different. And whether I personally fail to sufficiently articulate that does not change the fact that we all have observed the reality that I'm attempting to explain. So the next time you hear a right-wing debater talk about, oh, ha ha, according to your definition, this and that, imagine how they would argue that an orange is a mango.